Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Real to Sports podcast. This is our very first men's conference today. There will be no sports talking. There will be no sports talking. I will be your host for the day. Well, you know what? I'm not going to do too much talking because I'm sitting here with two grown men, and I'm just going to sit back and learn. But again, thank y'all for being here. Uh, while you're at it, hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button. And this is our very first men's conference where we're going to sit down and we're going to have a little more like a barbershop talk. We're going to talk about men things, stuff on our minds, stuff as current events is going on in the world. And we're going to have some questions, answers, or whatever. If you're in the live chat, we are open for you and we are listening to you as well. But again, welcome. And I named this show. This is the Real Man to Man Lounge. Let's go. Again, welcome everybody to the Real Man to Man Lounge. This is our pilot show. Very first time doing this. We're going to step away from the world of sports and bring in some men, gentlemen talk. More like loungy, sitting around barbershop, man. Men is talking and, getting each other's opinions and answers. Again, thank y'all for being here watching us today. Again, thumbs up is very, very important. We need those thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for all notifications. We will highly, highly appreciate that. Also, I want to kind of dedicate this show to my dad. Something like this is something that my dad thrives off of, and when men get together, it's an awesome thing. Even in the book, it says about brethren being together, how great it is and how powerful it is. Again, nobody's right and nobody's wrong in this situation. We're here to learn from each other. Nobody's greater than nobody here. I'm here learning from Mark and Q. Q's learning from Mark. Mark learning from Q, and I hope that even in the comments we learn from you too as well. So any inputs or whatever, I would try my best to get them in the live chat. So with no further ado, I'm going to pass it over to the OG of the group, Q Dog. And also, right. Let me go back and introduce. We do got the legendary OG. You got the Q Dog up in here. And then we also got my man, Raider Nation. Oh, no sports. Young Mark. We got Young Mark in the building. How y'all doing today, gentlemen?
Doing pretty good. Happy to be here.
It's good, man. I'm glad y'all here, and I am going to sit back and be a fan and learn from you guys today. Q Dog, it is all on you, brother. What's going on in the world, man? I know you wanted to hit on as far as mental health and what's going on as far as these, the gun violence and everything. So it's all on you, brother.
All right. I appreciate that introductory podcast administrator. What's up, you Mark?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, hey, ain't a whole lot, man. Ain't a whole lot. Just living day by day.
D-Rec, what up?
What's going on, D-Rec?
What's up, D-Rec? Is he in?
No. He's on the live chat.
Oh, go live chat. Okay.
All right, what you got, Q Dog?
I want to thank the viewers for tuning in for this special podcast. What I got on my mind has been a concern about me is the gun violence and what's been going on here lately. I'm the OG of the group, being 55 years old, you know what I'm saying? So this is a different generation for me. My generation, younger years was, years back, and things were entirely different. And so, now you see a lot of gunplay, a lot of angry young men that's out here just doing senseless killings. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I've talked to some young colleagues of mine who have gave me insight. And so I'm trying to learn this generation, learn their ways. I'm old school, but at the same time, I don't understand the new school. But it's getting out of hand. It's getting entirely too out of hand. Innocent lives are being lost. People who are just going by the norm of their lives. We can look at last week, the parade. Last week, also, they had something in Greensboro, North Carolina, at the Lowe's Home Improvement Store. A man came in with a gun, and and all the customers hitting the floor and everything. And people can't just go to convenience store shootings. People shooting outside the convenience stores like it's OK Corral, and people just can't go through with the norm of their lives without people just bullets and guns flying, bullets flying everywhere. And people have children, and the innocent bystander can get somebody's child can get shot. And so my thing is, I'm just trying to find out, what can we do to slow down the gun violence with our youth. And far as someone needs to educate me and letting me know why are they so quick to grab a gun with, and what are their mindsets? Why did they knew they have to use a gun to settle with things on their mind or disputes that they might have with another individual? I feel like, to me, you don't have to prove that you gangster to, you shoot somebody, you die, or you go to prison for the rest of your life to prove to somebody that you're a gangster and you're not a punk. My day, if you want to prove to somebody that you wasn't a punk, then you just use these. That's all you do. You use these. And then he'll know if you're a punk or not. You don't have to go kill nobody that has nothing to do with the conversation that you have with this man. You're going to go out here and just kill somebody that's innocent just to prove to this person that you're not a punk. But you have took a life, trying to prove something to an individual. To me, a real gangster is a person that take care of her daughter, shows her daughter how to be his daughter how to be a man, show his son how to raise him up to be a man. Or, a real gangster is the one that comes home to his family, respects people. That's a real gangster to me. So, I know I'm going back old school, and this is a different generation, and times surely have changed, but the gunplay has to stop. It has to stop. It's got to. I don't know. They keep having, these police to get together, and they want to have different seminars and all the stuff they're doing, but it keep happening. It's not stopping. The gun. So I need to me personally, I want to know, school the OG. Let the OG let me know what's going on with our youth mind and the mindset they have and why they have to use the gunplay.
So, just to confirm, this question is coming from the perspective. I see you, D. Right?
Great.
Go ahead, your
Mark.
question is coming from the perspective of gun violence in the Black community, or just gun violence in the country at large?
Just all at large.
In large. So my breakdown for that would come from a few different places. Specifically talking about us as Black people in the gun violence in our community. A lot of it comes from a change in the dynamic of thought over the generations, where, like you said, back in the day, you had a disagreement, you settle it in a fight. So not everybody can fight. Not everybody can throw hands, is my people like to say. So it got to the point now where, it's either I throw hands and lose, and I'm even more of a punk, or I bring out this gun and now ain't nobody gonna mess with me. So if person A got a gun, person B like, well, I ain't gonna go to a fist fight with just my hands and this person got a gun, so I'm gonna get a gun. So then it spread like wildfire, where everybody feels like they have to have a gun in order to protect themselves, because nobody's fighting fair anymore. Nobody is throwing hands or just having a fist fight anymore. It's like immediately, I don't like you, you don't like me. Like, all right, I'm gonna shoot you. That whole, getting into an actual fist fight or running a fade with somebody is starting to die out, especially depending on the situation that you're in. Um, Me personally, I'm younger. I'm only 25, but I was raised by two parents who both grew up in the 50s and 60s. So like I kind of get
Mhm.
the best of both worlds in a sense.
Okay.
And one of the things that I'm incredibly thankful for, and a lot of people who are my age are thankful for, is being raised by both parents, with especially having a father to, like you said, show you the ropes, show you the difference between right and wrong, show you how to stay out of trouble and things like that. A lot of people my age, they don't know that life. It went from being a common thing to have two parents in the home to now, like, you're incredibly lucky if you do. A lot of times you're raised by, your mom or your grandparents or friends of the family or something like that. And you have situations where you're living in tough environments, because you have to stay where you can afford to stay.
I got you.
Your single parent is probably trying to support you and multiple other people. So they're
Mm,
having to work hard and, work two or three jobs sometimes. So pretty much you're kind of left in these low income environments without a lot of adult supervision or guidance. So the only people you have around you are, the gangsters, the drug dealers, the ones that are pushing weight.
mhm,
And you learn from them and think like, all right, if I get me, if I start slinging drugs and get me a gun, not only will I be cool, but I'll be respected in the
mhm,
community. Nobody will mess with my family. I'll be able to get money and provide for them, so that way my mom doesn't have to work as hard as she does.
mhm,
That's one of the things that I personally come across is like a reason why people get into that lifestyle. And then also just some personal knowledge. Once you get in that lifestyle, it's very, very difficult to get out of it. So it's like, once you in there, you kind of in there, and then the cycle just kind of repeats itself because, as we all know, when you're in that lifestyle, you're more likely to run into the police and get into legal trouble and possibly spend time behind bars. You might have a kid, you're locked up, the kid's still out there needing to be raised in the world, and only people that the kid has are family that's working a lot or the people in the community. So um,
Well, go
that's
ahead, go
kind
ahead,
of
go
my
ahead.
thoughts on it in the black community sense.
Mm. To come back with, to answer the OG's question, Mark, you said something. You said something that really spoke out. Both parents is the reason why, because these kids now, this is a prime example of babies raising babies or babies having babies. The father is not there to teach the son how to be a man, like Q said with these right here. Those that it's never taught in the generation, and part of it too is rap music. Sorry, it's what it is. It's rap music. They hear this stuff, oh, gangster, this and this and this and that. Now they want to be it. The world's too soft now. Back in the day, and I'm gonna say this a lot through the show. Back in the day, in the '90s, it was all about fists. You got a problem, we're gonna fight it out. We talk it out. I'm not gonna sit here and text. I'm not gonna sit here and text my problem to you. No, be a man and talk about it. Or if you got a problem, be a man. And if you got a problem with anything, talk about it. What's wrong with talking about it? What's wrong with that? I don't get that. And as far as with the guns, man, everybody, a gun is all about power. You got a gun in your hand, that means you have power, and you have power. So that's what people want. It's the power. When you feel like when you got a gun in your hand, you feel like you're tough, but you're not tough when you put that thing down. What's tough and what gets you the respect is either you fight it out, because like D-Rex said, it's a joke, but it's serious. You win some, you lose some, but you live to see another day. But going out here and taking somebody else's life is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's poor. It's poor judgment, and it looks bad on that person. It looks bad on their family. It looks bad on their whole generation. It looks bad. It looks terrible.
And we
And go ahead.
good, and we all have shared the same views of how we feel about, how the gun violence and everything. And I just really feel like, will there ever be an answer? Because every time, I watch the news every day, and every time you turn around, back in the day before all the gun violence was uh, came into play, or you might see someone, anything that's negative in the news, you might see somebody that got busted for drugs. Never nobody killing nobody. You see
Mm-hmm.
that, but now these is taking the precedence of people who getting busted for drugs. Every time you turn around, somebody getting shot. And
Everybody
it
gets
seems
shot.
like it's a chain reaction. We know the summertime, it gets hot. People, have more attitudes and they get angry a lot and they get frustrated. And who's in the world that's not living today don't get frustrated with the things that we're going on today with the jobs, the high gas
Yeah,
prices, and and,
absolutely.
and, and what Mark was saying, low income living and not be able to eat at home and parents not be able to feed. Yeah, it gets hard, but
Yeah.
it doesn't get to the point where you have to take a gun and take your anger out on someone because of how you
Mm,
feel,
yeah.
what they said, it's just words. That's
Right.
all it is. It's just
It's
words. That's
just
all it
words.
is.
That's what.
That's all it is. And then
Let me. Let
you
me.
have
Let
a
me.
mind.
Right.
Go ahead. Go
New
ahead.
York.
What's going
What's
on,
going?
man?
What's going on?
What's going on, yeah?
All
What's
right.
up, man?
All right. So let me see what let me bring in what D-Rec said. I truly agree with young Mark. There's not a lot of fathers in the house. So what happens is that today's kids fall into the streets. Very true, and very true, D-Rec, because what it is the father's not a man himself. That's what I'm saying. Babies is raising babies. Babies is having babies. You got 15-year-old, 16-year-old, and granted, I'm not perfect because I had my kid when I was 17. But I mean, I wasn't going out here grabbing. I mean, I had a gun and all that good stuff, but I wasn't going out here pop, 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 pop. Nobody like that. Come on, man. Having a gun does not make you tough. This is not Dodge City. This is not Dodge City. This is not the golden. I say golden. Okay, Corral. Talk it out.
So I slightly disagree with what you said about the rap music part. The only reason why I slightly disagree is in a world of gangster rap, there are a lot of people who do talk about what they've had to do to survive. But if you really dive deep into it, a lot of the gangster rap that gets put out there, a lot of them actually do dish out a warning to people that might be listening. Like, this life is not fun. You don't want any parts of this life. These are the things that I've had to do to survive. Literally, just to be alive here today, to be able to talk to you. I feel like it's less glamorized now, at least from the modern day gangsta rap artists that I listen to, like Maxo Cream and 21 Savage, especially. They do often express in their music, um, the struggles of living in that environment and being around guns and drugs all the time and stuff. It's not something that gets glamorized like, hey, I sell drugs, I make a lot of money. I got a big house and a lot of cars and a lot of women. It's not like that anymore. And the host will be right back. Slight technical difficulties. It's the thing with technology. It has a mind of its own. It does its own thing. But what do you guys think?
Uh,
As far as like rap music, I think it's a little bit bigger as far as if I mean you could dive a little deeper into as far as the rap music goes because I feel like if you take a look at the record labels at a certain point there wasn't allowed to be like you wasn't popular if you wasn't talking about certain things as far as shooting people or gang banging or selling dope or anything like that. Like your music wasn't being heard. That's where you got, well, I ain't gonna say back in the day, but you had your Lauryn Hills, you had, um, Nas, you had people that was, trying to bring out a positive message, but it would get shut down as far as the record labels because they felt like it wasn't gonna sell. And you know, that kind of made the music what it was. You know what I mean? Like if you wasn't gonna talk about killing somebody or talk about, selling drugs or anything like that, then you wasn't gonna get no radio spins.
Hmm. I say music. I know, Mark, you say you disagree on music, but you gotta look at it like this. People don't know that Young Jeezy, you talk about dope and all that, but bro, your son is graduating from college.
Yeah.
Why are you not rapping about your son, or why are you not rapping about y'all need to go to college? One thing about it's a song called United Men or something like that, and it had y'all remember it's part back in the '90s. Your dreams ain't easy, just stand by your man. All that stuff right there. It was positive. I'm not saying that it need to be peaches and cream all the time with rap music, but I'm just saying the message what it is now, what these kids are hearing. Like we heard rap music and it went through one ear and out the other, and we danced to it and all that good stuff. But now it's with the kids. Now I think that they're hearing it and it's sticking. It's sticking because it ain't no guidance. There's no guidance. Like the parents don't even give a care no more.
I feel like it depends on who you listen to. Also,
okay.
I agree with you in the sense of like the positive message isn't the popular one. I definitely agree with you on that. But I think it, like I said, also depends on who you listen to because, like me, I'm real big into rap. Like that's my main genre.
Pac, exactly. Pac had messages, subliminal messages.
Hey, Ice Cube had them too. Like
Yeah.
Ice Cube literally is one of the main reasons why I didn't fall into that lifestyle. Aside from having my dad, Ice Cube scared the crap out of me. And
see,
talking, hey,
but that's what I'm saying. NWA, even NWA, F the police, like violence. You see what I'm saying? Violence. You're ushering in you're selling violence, and people they hearing it. Even with kids now, like some of the kids now, like I said, that's everybody want to be tough, want to rob somebody. I'm like, what you? I know kids now.
Even with that song, I mean, if you really listen to that song, they're not telling you to say, F the police. At that particular time, I would think I was around Rodney King and all that kind of stuff. So that's why they were saying F the police, because we was getting beat up. Same things we doing now. You know what I'm saying? Getting beat up or shot or whatever. And that was the message for that time. And I hope people ain't thinking that he was really saying, F the police, like we don't need them and all that kind of stuff, because that wasn't even the message. I hope everybody understand that.
Right.
You're right. That wasn't the message back then, but people took it and used it the way they wanted to use it.
And they rioted. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keith.
No, he was right about that. Far as people,
he was right.
They took it and ran it the way they wanted. That gave them like the courage to come against the police, and that wasn't the case. He wasn't telling y'all to do anything to the police. He was just saying what they're doing to us. So people took it and ran it and took it in another direction.
It's not like that now, though. Rap music. I listen to it now because I don't even know what they're saying. What is the message? What are you trying to say?
That's what I was trying to say. Like,
okay.
The how can I put it? The predominant factors in rap is a lot different now than what it was in like the 2000s with Jeezy and Game and those guys. Like you have people, like one of the most popular people out there right now is Lil Yachty, for example. Lil Yachty has said multiple times in interviews he hates serious rap or rap that covers serious topics. You have people like 21 Savage and Maxo Cream that live that lifestyle to the fullest. Like I'm talking like neck deep in that lifestyle, and they don't glamorize it. Like they often rap about the struggles of being in that lifestyle. Like the most I've seen them glamorize was like, hey, I made it out of that lifestyle, so don't mess with me. But having to go through that was no fun, and I think it's changing a little bit, but you do still have some artists. I'm not, because I'm not saying like they don't exist at all. You do have those dumb artists that do glamorize like the guns, and I remember one dude when I was mentoring in high school people. One dude's favorite song is about this rapper who literally wrote a whole love song to his automatic gun. Like literally, as if the gun was his woman and he was in love with it. So those people do exist, but I think like the mainstream sort of like what people predominantly listen to, they don't glamorize it, or if they do talk about it, it's in a warning type of tone.
Man, while we on music, I watched one of my favorite movies, House Party. And I'm watching that movie, and Lord knows I missed the '90s because I remember just growing up, man, having a house party. Everybody got along. Man, boy, that was one of the times of my life, boy. You grab one of them girls and pull it in the closet, and take it upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Now, boy, you can't do that now. You can't go in. You can't do that, bro. You touch your shoulder, look at somebody. You even compliment me like, yo, man, that's some fly shoes you got on there. What? Like that. Like everybody's so aggressive. But I'm looking at it. I know it's different eras. But man, I missed that era. I missed that. It's not like that now. I was telling Q a while ago, I was in the mall. And this young dude, he was fly, man. I said, bro, I like what you got on, bro. Yeah, I said, you look fly, bro. He looked at me like, I appreciate it. Like, I said, no, bro. Hey, now if you want to, don't make that decision. But what I'm saying is, I was like, no, bro. I'm like, relax. I'm just giving you a compliment. Like, man, these kids now, they can't even take a compliment. Can't even take a compliment. Why is that? What's going on with that? Is that tie in Q to what you were saying about everybody got to be tough this era?
I think he might have felt like with the way things going on with this generation today, I think he might have felt like you might feel you were aggressor to him, even though you was talking you was giving him a compliment or whatever, but they don't like you to get close to him.
Yeah, you know? That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like to get close to him. And it's just a friendly gesture. You like he was complimenting about what he had on, but you was just too close to him.
Yeah.
You want you to back away. So, it's just I don't know what my thing is. I'm just trying to figure out, and I'm asking y'all, as the younger generation, with this going on with the gun violence and everything, what you think will have to happen for it to slow down and eventually stop? Because it's just too much. It's just too much. And and I know Aaron in New York, y'all have children and stuff like that, and and they go to school and stuff like that. And I know, you have to, tell your kids that you love them every day, because the way the world is going on today, you don't know if you're gonna see them again. Because people they're just shooting the schools and parades, and it's people who don't have nothing to do with what's going on in your mind. I just don't understand that. It's just crazy to me, and that's why I'm asking y'all to inform me as the OG, their mindset. What can possibly be done to change that as we go on into the future?
New York, Mark, shoot at it.
I'll let New York go first. Dominate.
First, I just want to say that I don't think that. Two things. Number one, I don't think it's going to change. Number two, I'm going to say the reason why is because it's been like this for so many years. Even back to, go back to your generation, things like that. And the reason I say that is because what's going on now is we have technology. And so everything is so instant. But these same things, these same problems, these same killings, this stuff was going on prior to us having technology. It's just that we have the technology now, so we're hearing about it a lot faster, and we're seeing it actually in our face. But these same crimes, these same hate crimes, whatever you want to call it, it has been here for years and years. It's never went anywhere. Now, how we can improve, I believe, is everybody has to, check your ego. Because that's basically what it is. Everybody has a big ego and everybody want to be the man. And you know what I mean? When you go into any situation like that, instead of having an open mind and learning or just being open-minded about anything, it's your ego in the way. You know what I mean? Yeah. And right now, the way the kids go, they walk around with their ego on their shoulder. And these are the results.
Go ahead, Mark.
So to answer your situation at the mall, host, and answer Q Dog's question, I feel like you got the reaction that you did in the mall, because in my generation, a lot of us, and this is one of the big differences between like now and the 90s. Back in the day, you had to get out and interact with people. You couldn't just sit in a house and be by yourself, but you had to go out, speak to people, say hello, and make friends. Human to human interaction was vital. As technology has evolved, it's made the problem worse. Like, I agree with New York, this isn't a new issue, but technology has definitely made the situation a lot worse because a lot of younger people, like around my age, spend most of our time in our rooms, shut in, away from the world, in our house, on our phones, just on social media all day. So all the time we spend on social media, when we get out in public, we don't know how to interact with people. We don't have
Social media
practice
took away your social skills.
It really did. It really did. So in a situation like a dude compliments you in the mall, you can take that a few different ways, but especially if you don't have any experience interacting with people, most of the time it's going to go wrong because you don't know how to take it. To answer Q's question about what can we do to fix it, me personally, I'm a believer in things can change, and it takes us to do it. And by us, I mean empowering these young people, giving them opportunities to express themselves, discover their interests, what they're passionate about. Whether it be video games, if social media is your thing, find out how we can maximize it to where you can put your time, effort, and energy into that, and it's something that's making you happy instead of being in a miserable situation where you're around negativity and bad influences all day. So getting younger people into computers and sports, comic books, anime, whatever it can be, just something to get that passion ignited in them to where they want to get up and pursue something and make something of themselves.
Let me see what D-Rec. I feel like bullying is also part of what's going on in today's world. That's very true. That's very true. I want to hear that. New York hit something. He says everybody want to be the man. It's very true. Everybody want to be the man. Also, he said technology. Holy smoke! If he ain't hitting a home run on that one, because and Mark, you said social media. You've been in your generation. You've been up in the house. Back in our day, and I told you I'm gonna say that a lot. Back in the day, we go outside and interact. We go outside and talk to someone. We ain't have cell phones and all that. Yeah, we go outside and talk and do stuff. Me and my brother, long story short, used to walk in the woods. We walk in the wood, play in the woods all day, climb trees, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. Now these kids and just the world being so dangerous and technology, both of them doing that, the world is got the kids in the house because of the violence and the technology. Because now you got kids now that's 6 years old with a cell phone.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, and I can understand
sir.
you say back in the day, and I remember back in my day we didn't have all this technology and all these toys. I remember one of my toys was an old tire rolling it down the street. So, so you had to create your own fun back then. You know what I'm saying?
You had to, man. My brother.
You had to use what you could.
Yes, sir, man.
So now that they're giving all this power, they giving a tool, just the same tool that you have as a grown adult. These kids have, right. And I think that a lot of times when, especially when you give a kid a cell phone, especially during school, when the school year's in, you need to take that phone at night. Take it at night because they can be in there. You especially got a daughter talking to some boy with the phone, with the door closed. The boy asked for a picture of her breast. He could be sending a picture of her breast. You don't know what's going on. They up on. I'm just
going
keeping
on,
it real. That power, and then you give them that, and then they be up all night with that phone, and they can't go to school and function anymore.
Yeah.
You got to regulate. You can't not give them that much power. It's just too much power for them to handle.
Yeah, like New York said, like I say, you hit a home run with this technology. You can't. You socializing through like how we're talking. We're socializing through video and through a program. But we didn't have that back in the day. I'm going outside to go to this such and such house and go over here. Like I'm going with this person's house.
And technology is a wonderful thing.
It is.
Right. It's the best. Man, I can imagine, not using a payphone no more. That's crazy.
The last one out of Times Square.
It's lazy. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark. What'd you say?
Speaking of payphones, they literally just removed the last payphone out of Times Square a couple of days ago.
Oh wow!
So,
they had a payphone there. Wow.
No, the last one just got taken out.
I see them in movies, and I'm like, wow, boy, we came a long way.
Yeah,
boy, we came a long way, boy. I see them on TV. I'm like, wow. I remember it was 10 cents. Then it went up to a quarter. Then it went up to 50. Then it went up to $1. Then here come cell phones, prepaid cards, and all this good stuff. Now, now you words after 9 o'clock. We came a long way, very, very, very fast.
Taking pictures. We come a long way from the Polaroid camera.
I'm trying to tell you, bro, with the Polaroids, man, with the look. And look, had to do it like this here.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, that's the problem. Like you said, we talking about the technology, but see how we getting, how to flash the cameras like that. That's how life was back in the day. You had to wait for something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now now everything is just click. Here it is.
Yeah, it's instant.
That's why these little kids out here, like you said, 5, 6 years old with cell phones, they learn it early. You know what I mean? They learn how to, type in stuff and, look for stuff. Like my son does it, he know where YouTube at. He know where, how to get to where he want to watch and all that kind of stuff. He ain't but 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we go back to the original conversation about the gun violence. Social media plays another part into it as well. From personal experience, when I went to Oklahoma State, it was 2015, and these are all kids who are my age who have had technology and social media a good chunk of their lives. And I literally had a white dude come up to me and say, like, I was the first Black person he had ever met in person. And I bring that up because one of the reasons why I feel like the gun violence, like especially happening like in Buffalo and whatnot, one of the reasons why that's so prominent nowadays is because you have with social media and with technology, people have a lot more access to race theories and conspiracy theories. And these same people who are shut out, who, don't interact with people, who just like cramped up in the room all day, they can sit on social media for hours and interact with people who feel how they feel about people of other races and whatnot, and feel validated. Like, oh, snap, I'm not alone. There's millions of other people out here who feel the same way that I do. Mm-hmm. And then they start to talking and they band together, and then you have situations where dudes are posting like 20, 50, 180 page manifestos online about this is why I did what I did. And a lot of times it's because they were influenced by these cults of people online who are spreading the whole replacement theory message and, all sorts of different things. Like it's definitely a jungle out there if you don't know how to navigate it properly.
Yeah. I think that's why it's important for us. Mark, I know you in a younger generation, but also you got a good head on your shoulder. You're not stupid. I think all 3 or 4 of us need to be more in the world, other guys in the world that be an example, because man, bro, it's bad now. It's just gonna get worse. It's going to get worse. And I can't, because YouTube, I can't go there. But in the book, it says it's gonna get worse.
And I know you said like we need to do better, and it's up to us and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, we have fault too, because we talking about how we need to make these changes and stuff, but and sometimes we still fall short ourselves.
Oh yeah,
we don't like, let's say, I mean, to be honest with you, let's say any one of us get mad, we ain't trying to hear nothing, and that's where it goes. Like that's just how it's gonna take us a minute to calm down. And then even sometimes when the situation died down or something like that, you still got, things to say, or it'll never be the same again. So, I mean, I feel like a lot of people, especially, as far as trying to make change, need to take accountability and, accept when we're wrong, accept when we're not right, and be able to, move on from it, move on, in a positive way. And that's more, like you said, that takes a mature mind, that takes some, some thinking, and hopefully we as a people, we can move in that positive direction towards uniting with each other and, just, how you say, being one, I guess.
So what do you, go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead, Q.
Well, I was gonna say one thing that I try to do myself personally is that I know I can't save the world, but if I know some youth, or if I know who you are, and you don't have to be my nephew or something like that. If I know a young man, I ask you, I'm like, hey, what's up with you? What you up to? What's going on? You all right? Ain't nobody bothering you? So I want to hear you. You talk to me, because you could be on your way to go kill somebody. You don't know. You just don't know until you talk to him. We have to talk to our youth more, and it just because he's not your nephew or he's no kin to you, don't mean you just roll by him. Don't say, if you know him, speak to the young man. Find out what's going on in his mind. Find out where he headed. Find out what he about to do. Is everything all right? Your grades right? What college you plan on going to? You got to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he ain't got these kind of negative thoughts on his mind, and he know that you talk to him, he'll confide in you. He'll say what's going on. And this person bothered me, but this that, and you could be able to save that young man's life.
Mm-hmm.
Just by just acknowledging him, just speaking to him when you see him. I got him to the point where now I could be in Walmart, or I could be in the store. They know me. I don't even say, they come to me and talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
I got them to that point right now. They come directly to me because they know I'm going to ask.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're telling me a lie or not, but at least they do come to me and talk to me. Because they know how I am. If I know you, I'm going to know what's going on with you, young man. Everything good? I ain't going to just throw my hand up, what's up, and keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't do that. I try to do what part I can, to help the youth. Maybe, that it might be a little smidgen, might help curb what's going on. But, I throw my hand in when it can, That's how I look at it.
It definitely helps.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So New York, when you was talking about being upset, what were you getting at? Because it seemed like you was trying to go somewhere in it, but you couldn't find the words.
No, I said when people, just not me, just when people in general, anybody get upset, you're not trying to, if you can't speak when you upset, you can't relate things quite well when you're feeling.
Boy, you say that again and 1,000 times more. Ooh, it is. Fiery tongue is what the book say. So yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally agree about calming down and stuff like that. Again, it's part of the example. I know now, boy, because I'm gonna give y'all insight on my realm here. even with me with my son. But I got a whoa boy, cause boy, somebody be making me upset, boy, and I gotta. So I gotta keep my, gotta keep my cool, man. It's hard keeping the cool, boy. It's a hard thing, but it's just something that we gotta be, they gotta be done. And as far as now, to go back to the generation, this young generation, man, and Q, that's really good that by you being old school, that the new school is reaching out to you. They feel comfortable enough of being around you. Because let me tell you, man, when I was you, I grew up around a lot of young kids. I mean, I grew up around a lot of older people as a kid. I think that's why, because I'm old now. But I grew up around a lot of older. I always gravitated to older. But the thing about it, some of them got on my nerves.
Okay.
Because every time I came around, and God bless my daddy's soul, man. But my dad, that's why I said this show is perfect. If my dad was still living, he would be on here right now, because this show is how my dad's house was. Like, all the guys come over there and watch football. If we're not watching football, we talking about something, and boy, they get on me. It was like they get on me, boy, because I was the young one, and I was doing stupid stuff. But I was the young one, and boy, they sit around and they all just get on me, boy. And I got tired of hearing that. It was good for me, but I got tired of hearing it. And but it didn't matter how tired, because my dad said, "I don't care, youngster. I don't care. I don't care you mad at me, but I'm gonna tell you like it is." And I think that now is our job is to say the same thing. Now I see myself in the same situation, even with my son. I don't care you get mad, but I'm in New York. You can relate because your children is older. You don't care if they get mad. You still gonna drill it. Daddy's still gonna be daddy, and daddy's job is to bring it every single time. You it's just like a car. You get out of that lane. Guess what? My job is to steer you back. Same way.
I feel like, especially because I have children, and it's to all the parents.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if your children like you, you're not doing your job.
Oh, boy, you finna ruffle some fellas now. Go ahead. Go ahead, baby. This is the lounge.
I didn't say love. I said like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right, bro. You are right. Totally agree.
I have 5 children. Now, don't get me wrong. My youngest son, he's only 5. He likes me. He loves me. He's only 5. The rest of my children, I can't say that they like me. I can't say that they like me very much. Because I'm very hard on them. I'm very stern on them. I want them to be grown up and be positive people. So that's when I'm trying to teach you. You're not gonna like the lesson, because it's life lessons that you need to learn, and I'm gonna drill them in you, because if I don't, then you're gonna have the problem, not me, and I don't want you to have that problem. So, like I said, yeah, you may not like me, but you will love me and you will respect me. Eventually.
Heard that so many times.
It ain't good. It might not happen today when I'm telling you to take out the garbage or wash the dishes or whatever, but it'll come to you later on in life. Like, dang, my dad loved me.
Duh. That's big facts. That is humongous facts.
Humongous. Go ahead, Mark.
My dad was very strict, and he believed in being disciplined. And during the time, like, especially when I got to like my teenage years and I was starting to discover like who I was and find out myself, I ain't really care for my dad like that, because I was like, you doing too much, like chill out. Like, you telling me all this stuff, it ain't like that was back in your day. That was your generation. I promise you, when I moved out on my own and moved out of my parents' house when I was 20, from that moment on, like, I have a much deeper understanding and appreciation for my dad and what he taught me, because like the old folk like to say, just keep on living. I did keep on living, and now I'm seeing, all right, this is why he was telling me this stuff, and this is what he meant by it. And I love and appreciate him more now for it than I ever did. So New York is not wrong at all.
It's gonna take, like I said, it's gonna take a while. I heard this joke before. Somebody had told me a joke. I don't remember where I heard it from, but they said, "Can you guess the age that Satan started rebelling against God when he kicked him out of heaven?" And they said, "I bet you he was a teenager because that's how these motherfuckers act. He's a teenager. It had to be a teenager because, like you said, they go through this little. We all went through it. This little teenage phase where can't nobody tell me nothing. I'm big and bad. I'm gonna do what I want to do."
It's called smelling yourself. That's what they used to call it.
Yeah.
Smelling yourself. Q-Dog, what you got on that?
Well, I know when I was a kid, I always knew that when a grown person, back then they was big on yes, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. They were big on that. They were really big on that. Boy, they catch you didn't respect your elders, they say they'll pop you in your mouth. They didn't play.
Yeah.
So my thing was when an adult told me something, I did not understand nothing they was talking about. But I did know one thing. When I look up, I knew that they was not telling me this for nothing. I knew that. So I would keep it in my mind. I said, it would scare me though. Don't get me wrong, it would scare me. So I'd be like, okay, then this grown person is not wasting their time to tell me this. I just knew it. And then as Mark was saying, as he got out of his parents' house, all the things they were telling him, it came back to full circle. And that's how I knew that they was telling me the things I was going to run into life. So I was like, oh, this is what they're talking about. So I was able to hurl. I was able to go around. Because I kept it in my mind.
Yeah,
I didn't disrespect them or nothing like that. I said, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. But I kept it in my mind because I knew that even if it was my mother or my father or my uncle or some adult, I listened and I paid attention and I kept it in here because they were scaring me. They were scaring the hell out of me. So I was be a grown man. I'm like, okay. I said, I'll be ready for it. That's how I dealt with it. But kids now, they look at the parents like you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about. They'll turn away. All right. You better pay attention. That's free information about life. That's some stuff that you're gonna need and you're gonna be able to use. So you better take it and be here. So a lot of kids now just break parents off, and that's how I used to deal with it.
They got no ruffle. They got my Uncle Wes, who was on the show. As a matter of fact, he was on the show back in January. Uncle Wes, you probably watching this too. You gonna be watching this. Man, my Uncle Wes used to put them fists to me, boy. I mean, boy, my uncle, boy, he used to put them fists to me, boy. And my Uncle Jerome, God bless his soul too. But man, he used to put them fists to you, come over there and rough you up. I'm like, man, go on. He come mess with you again. Man, go on, man. I said, go on. I'm mad now. I'm crying. He pop, hit me on the chest. I'm like, this here, I'm all toe up, boy. And then here come my mama. I said, Mom, my mom, here come my mama. And he said, you better not say nothing. Don't you say nothing.
That's
my mama ain't say nothing. My mama ain't say a word. She said a word. She said, don't you say nothing. And hit my uncle. He hit me in the face, nothing like that, but he was punching me in the arm and in the chest. Yeah, he grabbed my nuts. Boy, he was. but it was all to teach you. They say you gonna have to get out. Yeah,
toughen you up. It's to toughen you up.
Toughen you up, man. It's all. Yeah, he was. My Uncle Wes would put them. He's tall. My Uncle Wes tall. He probably about right now. He probably about 6'4". He was tall, but he got big old hands too, boy. He would man, he used to hit me all up in the collarbone. And my Uncle Jerome, he was like Ric Flair, man. He was the dirtiest player in the game, but he'll pull my ears and he'll do something, man. He'll just do something. But I'll be like, man, I'll be sitting there, he'll try to show me how to square up. So I learned how to square up with him and all the little tricks of the trade and stuff like that, man. But it was to prepare. I didn't understand it, but it was to prepare. But he didn't teach me how to load no AK-47. He didn't teach me how to load no Glock. He didn't do that. And that's the thing. That's the generation now. These kids don't know how to square up. But they can load that Glock real quick. They can do that. Stop the gun violence, y'all. Stop. Talk about it. Find somebody to talk about. Find somebody to talk to.
That's the key right there.
Find somebody. Somebody out here gonna calm you down. You just gotta find somebody. Find somebody to talk to. If you can't find nobody to talk to, put on the Real Sports Podcast. Hit that thumbs up while you at it and hit that subscribe button and that bell for notifications. But yeah, I think, we as examples, we got to be examples as well, as far as out here in the world. And like New York said, we all going to be short. We all going to have our shortcomings. We all human. I don't know nobody perfect on this earth. And if he is, he's sitting on a throne. I'm going to go there. But I think we got to be more example. Talk it out. We men, talk it out. Not text. Talk it out. Talk to her. It's all love at the end of the day. But anyway, Mark, you got something, man, in this lounge? You got something?
Yeah. So my question for the OGs, especially like those of you that are fathers, in the Black community, when a young Black person mentions to you like, hey, I'm feeling kind of depressed, I'm feeling kind of anxious, or they start expressing like, hey, I might be having some mental health issues. The common joke in the Black community is, you ain't depressed, go depress them dishes. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing wrong with you. You know what I mean? But in some cases, like there are, young people that are legitimately going through some mental health issues. So for you guys,
that's true. Don't get me wrong. There's some young kids out there that's really struggling with the mental side of life. I get that. However, the majority of them are not. They playing the game. Okay? They playing the game. I have children. I'm telling you, it's a game. It's a game. Because 1 minute you could sit there and you could be la la he. You know what I'm saying? You could sit there and be on your Xbox 5, your PlayStation 5 and playing whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, be on your game, you know what I'm saying? But then when I come in the room, be like, oh, it's time to clean up now. It's time to wash some dishes, or it's time to, shut this game off. Now all of a sudden you're sick, your asthma hurt, you can't go up and down the steps, your legs hurt and all that. It's a game. It's a game. Mm-hmm. So I think parents today need to realize that it's a game and stop letting the kids get away with it. We us as parents are allowing the children to act the way they do. Because I know when I was growing up, as far as my mother or my grandmother, anybody, if they didn't want me doing something, trust and believe, I knew and was well aware that I was not supposed to do it. And there was going to be some repercussions. There are absolutely no repercussions for these children that's growing up today. Because remember, we can't, as you say, we can't whoop them or beat them or things like that, because, you got a whole ACS case or you got this one saying that now you're an abusive parent and all that kind of stuff. But it's a whole bunch of different things that parents today have to go through. But at the same time, I feel like we can also, channel and get to understand and get through to these children by, like I said, by not allowing them to do certain things. No. No.
So how do you differentiate between the children like trying to get over on you or like them like legitimately?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it like this. This is just me. I can only speak for myself. I know my children. You know what I'm saying? So I know when they BSing around. I know when, you know what I'm saying, like when they really don't want to do something or they not giving it 100% effort. Like I know those things because I'm their parent. So I don't know. Like I said, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for other parents. I just, like I said, when your child playing games.
I got
True.
you.
That's
true. Like I'm gonna give an example as far as school. Like I know my son is not retarded. I know that he can do good in school, But when you come home with D's and F's, you know what I'm saying, but still want to play the game, or you still want to go out, you know, have fun and do this and all that. No, now you playing games. You playing games. Because I know you're not dumb, and I know the teacher is teaching you these things. When you get home, now all of a sudden you don't know. The reason you don't know is because you wasn't paying attention in school. So you're not dumb, you're just not paying attention.
Good point. Does that answer your question, Mark? I'm only going to New York on that because I'm gonna go to Q Dog after that, but New York got many kids, many. And
I only got
many, but yeah, well, no, Joe Jackson, but I mean, he can definitely speak more than I can on that. I'm not an experienced parent like that, you know what I'm saying? But I go over to the OG because Q's kids children are, you know, is beyond older. So what do you think on that, Q? As far as raising, because you done been there and done that.
Well, from what I see, a lot of parents in this generation, they're basically scared of their children. You see a lot of that because I've seen kids, like I know a lady that put her son on punishment, took the PlayStation game, kept it for 30 days in a room, and then turned around when she got home from work. She got on the 30th day, he took it out of her room and plugged it up, started playing. So he didn't wait till his mama handed him the game. He took on his own initiative to take the game because he made it to the 30th day. So he went and took it out of the room himself, you know, not respecting his parent, you know.
That's a death sentence.
Yeah, so, but she didn't say nothing about it. And so a lot of kids, they do, like New York say they do. They try to, when it's time to do something, they want to get sick or they don't feel like this, but you wasn't sick a few minutes ago when you playing that game. And so, you know, but if you let them slide with stuff like that, they're going to continue to do it.
Yeah.
Because once they got away with it, they're going to feel like, okay, then, my mom and daddy, they kind of slow in the head. The kids ain't crazy. And they're going to do it again and continue. And all you want to do, that's my baby, that's my baby. But that child is not going to be a baby always. You know, you got to, if you don't teach them how to fight with a sword and shield to get out in this world, they're going to be messed up. They're going to be messed up. They're not going to stay 2 always. They're not going to stay 6 or 7 or 8. And the worst thing I hate to do is talk to somebody that's grown. You in your 20s, your 30s, you want me to talk to you like you're 14. I'm not going to do it. I refuse to do it. I'm not going to do it. There's too much of that going on now. Nah, you got more hair on your face than me. I mean, come on now. And so it's a lot of parents, they really are scared for their own children. Yeah. They're scared to put them in punishment. They're scared to do this because they're scared of what kids might do.
I'm gonna tell you like Bernie Mac said, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Remember Medea, she said, that little girl said, I'm going to call 911. She said, fine. When I get through, you going to call 919 when I get through with your ass. I said that one time to my mom before. I said, I'm going to call 911. She said, yeah, there go the phone right there.
There you go.
Because you're going to need them.
Yeah.
You're going to need them.
That generally what's wrong with a lot of parents. They're scared of their own children. A lot of them are. They really are.
Yeah.
Kids run the house. They pay the bills. But the kid run the house. I've been in households like that. When you just sit around, you be like, you talk to your mama like that? You like, and you still got teeth in your mouth? Or you talk to your daddy like that? You still standing?
Yeah. It's
every day at work.
Oh, really? That's how it is at work?
Yeah, like when I have to take calls from people who are like having issues with their services and whatnot, a lot of times when we have to take the internet down for a brief moment, the kid come out in the hall like yelling, fussing, sometimes cussing out the parent, like, why the internet not working? You ain't paid the bill. I just
Whoa.
saying to myself, like,
They
hey, yo,
do.
hey, yo,
Yeah.
I promise
do
you, get
that,
that man
man.
about 5 minutes with my mom. I promise you, he ain't gonna be doing that no more.
Man, that's why I like the show. Everybody Hates Chris, man. If you seen that show, Rochelle, the mama boy, she don't play.
She ain't play that game.
she said, "I'm gonna slap you into another nationality," and she slapped him, and the boy turned Asian. She don't play. She don't play, bro.
Spoil the child.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, that's.
But see, like I said, as far as the generation today, you can't do that. You know, like literally, parents are out here handcuffed trying to be parents. Like, we can get in trouble. We get in trouble. I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Like we get in trouble.
Yeah.
But for disciplining our children.
That's very true.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I know
that's
I was talking to a guy 3 weeks ago. He was talking to me and this older guy. He was saying how him and his wife is trying to get their kids in order. They put them in programs, they put them in church, and they still want to defy their rules in their house. But what happens is that you may have your house in order in your house, but what happens is your son might go out there to neighbors and friends in the street, and he talks to them, and he finds out that they're getting away with this, and they're getting away with that, and getting away this and that, and he can't get away with it.
No.
So he comes back in the house and tries to do the same thing in your house.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It don't matter if you go to church or not. It don't matter. It don't matter with church.
By that time,
church, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
By the time my kids are going out and hanging out in the street or let's say going to their friend's house or being sociable in the world, by the time they get to that point as a parent, I done been and already instilled certain things in them. So when they go to their friend's house, they like, yo, what? What's his name? Ari Spears. He had another joke about that. He was talking about little Nate when his mom came in the room, told him, I'm strapped to this cord around your neck. If you don't get the toys up, blah, blah, whatever. And he was like, and Nate was like, this is your space. How could you do that? She can't violate your space. Yeah. Can't do that. And he's like, you's gonna get me in trouble. That's gonna be my no, don't do that. You's gonna get me yes, you gonna get in trouble. Yeah. So we need that as far as maybe my kid can show other children, yo, you're not supposed to talk to your parents like that. Yo, you're not supposed to, you know what I'm saying? When they go over to their friend's house and they putting up dishes or they washing their plate, you know what I'm saying? That's showing them like, oh, okay, well, this is what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to just throw our dishes in the sink and wait for our moms or our dads to come, wash the dish. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, before my kids get to that point, I've been taught them certain things so that's the whole thing about being a parent. When you go, you got to teach your kids certain things before they go out into the world. So, like I said, I can only speak for myself, but those type of things right there that I try to instill in my kids so that when they go out into the world, even though they see certain things, it's not gonna make them feel like left out or, oh, I want to do that or, oh, well, why can't I do that? They already have in their mind of who they are and what they're supposed to be doing.
Dishwashing. That's why I laugh, because dishwashing brought me back. My mom that was my thing. I couldn't stand washing dishes, but boy, my mama would have dishes all over they'd be all over the stove, the counter, piled up like it ain't nothing. Knowing I'm supposed to watch this, and I keep looking at every morning. I go in there, I look at them. I'm trying to. I'm down there drinking. I'm drinking juice out of a container because I'm so lazy. I don't want to wash no dishes, or whatever. But hey, like the young say, man, that's where you learn. You learn from there first, and then now I remember I used to go to my boy Big Boy house and spend the night with Big Boy house, and we, his mom's or whatever. I get a plate, go in there and wash. She's like, no, you don't have to wash your plate. You're a guest. I'm like, just programmed to do it now. I was just programmed to do it. You go and wash your plate, you wash your fork, and you put your cup. Mama say you put your cup upside down on a paper towel. You wash it out, put it upside down, and you're gonna use that same cup. You ain't gonna get no more of the cup. You're gonna use that same cup. But It's crazy. I'm laughing because it's just the memories. Man, I use that 1 cup all week long. Of course, I wash it out, but I mean, my mom would say, you got 1 plate, 1 spoon, 1 fork. You ain't gonna mess up my kitchen.
That's like you gotta do the old trick. Putting if you're gonna eat some cereal, you gotta get you a bowl, put a layer of aluminum foil down, and then put the milk in the cereal. That way you ain't gotta wash dishes, right?
Man, back in the day, I tell you, man. New York, man.
I'm gonna tell you one big thing that they do now that you couldn't do back in the day.
What's that?
You can go in out that refrigerator like you want to.
No,
buddy.
no.
I'm telling what kids be doing now. They'll open the door and be hanging on the door, looking in the door.
Yeah.
Right.
I be damn. Nah, bruh.
You can go in out that mode like you want to.
Nah, bruh. No. Running in out the house too. No, running out my house.
No. Sit that water outside in the cooler on the picnic table, and you better not come back in here.
That was the hose pipe. You get the hose. Get the water hose.
Yep.
We go play basketball. Go get that water hose on the side of the room. I mean, on the side of the house.
I can't say that's one thing that I'm lenient with my children on today, and that's maybe because that's the way I was brought up. Like you say, you couldn't go in and out the refrigerator.
I couldn't do that.
When I allow my children to do that because now, like I said, they understand if they go in the refrigerator, they getting something and they getting out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I taught them. You know what I mean? So they're not standing there lingering. Oh, what's in here? You know what's in there. Get what you're going to get and get out.
Yeah, it's the same thing that was in there 10 seconds ago.
I feel you, but at the same time, it's like, like you said, back in the day, when I was growing up, we would, like you said, we wasn't allowed to open the refrigerator. Like you had to ask to go out the refrigerator.
To this day, I ask.
What I'm saying is, that's one of the things. What I'm saying is, that's one of the things that I've changed with my children to wherein I don't want them to ask me, for food. There's food in there. It's going to be there. You know what I'm saying? That way, you know what I'm saying? I want them to get into that, my way of thinking is getting them to a habit of at least sharing food. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to be selfish with food in any aspect of your life. You know what I'm saying? Whether you sitting in school and you see, I want you to share food. You know what I mean? People hungry. You know what I mean? It is what it is. People get thirsty. Those are certain. That's why I don't feel like, putting like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a lock on my refrigerator when I was growing up. Like it was a lock there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Freezer.
Yeah.
You couldn't get in it.
Yeah.
And I chose not to do that.
Most of the time it was most time it probably was at night, wasn't in New York.
Yeah. I just chose not to. I just chose
nighttime
to my children and to be more mindful and as like I said, instead of using that method. But the point is across to them that no, you're not gonna stand in with the refrigerator open, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. But like I said, I just used a different method. That's all.
Well, we're going to jump off of parenting and Q started off the show with his question and Mark came with his question. So New York, is there a question that you have for the fellas or anything you want to share?
A question,
whatever you want to share. This is the lounge. Whatever you got. Did you have anything or you just rolling in? Okay. Yeah. But buddy generation, man. Just talking about this, y'all just took me back down memory lane, man. I tell you, like I said, I asked now. I wouldn't go to nobody's house and be like, just going to nobody's refrigerator. If I do, shoot me. Because that is not, no, man, you don't do that. Nah, you don't do that. I don't care if we homeboys for 88 years. I'm not finna go in there and open up your refrigerator and look at there or either grab anything. I'm gonna ask you first. Man.
I was like that when I was down at my girl's house last week.
Yeah.
I was in her house. Every time I wanted to go to the refrigerator, I asked her.
Yeah.
I said, baby, can I go in there and get this? She said, yeah, go in there and get it. But I asked her every time.
Yeah.
It ain't my refrigerator. I'm like you.
Nah, bro. It's just something that you don't do, man. You just don't.
Yeah, I
Even
like that too.
I had this my boy named Carter, man, and I used to have a bunch of liquor and stuff around, and he'll come over, and bro, here this corner, I had a little smart figure. He'll come over there and grab a beer. And I'm like, I said, no, bro,
Don't get me wrong though. Don't get me wrong though. You got friends like that. You got friends like that, like bro, man, from the 5th floor. You got friends like that. You have to. You have to. I mean, it's certain people that you know what I mean? Yeah, they got. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta. You. All right, bro. But I'm gonna tell you right now, though. No. I mean, come on now. Ask me next time. At least ask me.
Like I said, I mean, I feel you with the asking, but this is just me. This is just me. If you're here at my house, if you're in my house, I mean, it's open to you. Everything is open to you except for, of course, upstairs, my bedroom, all that. But I mean, anything. You're in my house. That's you good. I mean, you're here. You're inside. So if I let you in, that means you're good. I mean, I get
that, but people will abuse that, bro. If you ain't careful.
That's what I'm saying. That's why everybody don't come to my house.
Yeah. I don't do that. And I've been there. I'm pretty much in one spot. I sit on the couch. I go in your kitchen unless you go in there. I go in there, or I mean, you do the same thing about. I mean, it's just certain things you don't do, bro. You just don't do. I won't go to Q house and make me a big old turkey sandwich and sit down and eat it and look at him like.
But check this out.
You would make one of those Scooby-Doo sandwiches like this.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. You
sandwiches bigger than mine, ain't it?
One of them Cliff Huxtable sandwiches. Go ahead, New York.
Y'all funny because I'm trying to eat mine.
You got a sandwich. He said, "Oh, that's why you keep going in and out, Carol."
I'm trying to eat.
Hey man, it's the lounge, baby. You can eat. You go ahead. You do your thing. Yeah, but I'm gonna pass it over to Mark, man, and see what we got before we get on out of here. But what you got anything else, Mark?
So I ask this question to some of my friends all the time. Mm-hmm. How would you handle if you are interested in this woman, right? Y'all got a lot of connection, like a very strong connection.
Oh, no, don't stop that.
When it comes to certain topics y'all disagree on, like how do you handle that? Like you really like her, you really want to work it out, but y'all just like there's certain key demographics that y'all just can't see eye to eye on. Do y'all like compromise or you just let it go?
Are y'all compromising? Because if you're sitting there and you like you say, you come into these situations where y'all bumping heads, is there a compromise when y'all bumping heads?
There, you could bring up a compromise, but the other person don't want to take it.
All right, then with that being said, if you can't compromise now, I was gonna say if she's willing to compromise, then that means you got something to work with. You know what I'm saying? But if she's not willing to even compromise in a conversation, that's kind of a telltale sign. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're hard to get along with. It's gonna be hard for us to get along.
Abort mission. Abort mission.
The way things are today, you're not going to change a person's mind. You know what I mean? Like it's either they are that way or they're not that way.
No, Lord, do I ever know that? God, you are right about that. But let's pass that to the OG.
There you go.
Cause boy, when you want to talk about that subject, right?
I mean, because the old song said it's cheaper to keep it. So, I mean,
you wrong, bro. Look at him.
Boy, if you want to talk about this, if you want to talk about something like that, boy, you better go down there.
I think they missed a part of that slogan too when they say When they say it's cheaper to keep
cheaper to keep them, right? That's a fact.
Yeah, the rest of that slogan is "Don't let it cost you your heart," though.
Ooh, boy, you hitting all kind of Motown songs.
Okay.
I'm just saying, don't let it cost you your heart, because you can keep it, yeah. But if you're miserable and you're not, no, it's not worth it, bro. Keep it going.
I got you.
Good question, Mark. Good question. Go ahead, OG.
I would say that, everybody's different. She might have some things that you might not want to hear. She might have some things that you might have some things that she might not want to hear about. But the object of the relationship or anybody you're trying to get to know, you got to meet in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. You got to find some kind of way to meet in the middle.
Common ground is what they call it. Common ground. Yeah,
common ground. If that person is not willing to meet you in the middle, then it just ain't. You're wrestling and spending too much energy. Mm-hmm. Trying to make something work when that person is not willing to meet you there. Mm-mm. But it's kind of like one side. If they want you to listen to them or whatever, and want you to meet them, and they got to be able to meet in the middle the same way too.
And a lot of people think that they're meeting in the middle, but they're not.
They're not.
I guess it's a difference. It's a difference to where you sitting here and you say, yeah, let's meet in the middle, but you have to actually meet in the middle.
You got to come in there.
You got to get in there. And the key, like I said, if you can't compromise in a conversation, and this goes to relationships, if you can't compromise in a conversation, then you don't need to be around that person, because it's never going to end up good.
That's kind of like if you're not trying to hear me, but you want me to hear you, maybe that might be in a kind of controlling manner. In the conversation, that's and you might like that person. You think everything, think the world of them, but it's just that they might not feel for you the way you feel for them. It be like that sometimes. You just gotta know how much are you willing to continue to put yourself out there.
So the reason I asked that question is it's a safe space. I met a girl. She real bad, and we clicked. We had wicked chemistry, and the topic came up on having kids. And somehow in that conversation, it came down to where I'm like, all right, if I have a son, I'm a big football fan, and my son want to play football, I'm gonna let him. That was a big no-no for her. She went on about a good, smooth 23-minute tangent on not wanting her son to be playing football because of the CTE and brain injuries and whatnot.
Gotcha.
I got you.
And that's pretty big for me, because football is the biggest love of my life. So if I have a son and my son is spending time with me and being around me, it's a good chance I'm watching some type of football related content.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So I'm like, how serious are you on this? We're not letting them play football. And she was like, well, if you want to go sign our son up to play football behind my back without getting my co-signature on it, we would be divorced. We wouldn't be together. So I'm like, oh snap! How do I go about this?
Come on, y'all two. I'm staying out of this because I am staying out of this one. Go ahead. I am listening. Go ahead.
I'm the first to talk. First of all, I'm gonna tell you right now, Mark, I love you. Got much love for you, brother, but I don't buy no Pampers or no milk. Let me go and get that on out. In case you go that route, I'm letting you know. But if she expressed something like that, she wholeheartedly serious about it. I mean, that's gonna be a conflict, major one. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because it's good you putting everything on the table. So if she feels like that, I mean, I'm not saying that. I know that's your son, and you will be a man, and this my boy, I'm gonna do what I want to do. So are you willing to do that, and knowing that she gonna leave you, and you'll have to take care of your child without her? If you still want to stay, you still want to stay with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would
she
sign
gonna
him
leave.
up. I don't think I
Huh?
would sign him up. I wouldn't sign him up for it without her permission. But I'm just saying, like, if the child is around me, they're gonna see this, and I'm probably gonna be interested in it and want to do it.
Mm.
And I already know, like, if it's something positive, I'm gonna enable my child to do it. I'm not gonna tell them no. So
But
that's where
see,
like the
that
impasse
goes
is.
back to what I said about her having, or y'all having that compromise. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say, you know what I'm saying, and that's just hypothetically. Let's say your kid's about 6, 7 years old, and he like you say, he's around you, so he knows football and things like that. And your girl don't want him playing football. Now, I understand you don't want him playing football, but let's now he's a little older where we can ask him or we can talk to him about it to see exactly how he feels about it. Because at the end of the day, not for nothing, if the child itself wants to, like you say, you're not going to enable them not to do something. You know what I'm saying? So if the child wants to play football or play sports, then quite naturally, I feel like the parents should let them play. You know what I'm saying? That, like I said, that goes back to being social. That goes back. I mean, sports teach you a lot of different things besides
Right.
just, I mean, you take your L's, you take your wins, you take your losses. I mean, sports teach you just a lot of things in life in general. So
Facts.
yeah, I think if you could finagle and swing that, you know what I'm saying, to where she understand or bring her, closer. Because I feel you. I want my son playing sports. You know what I mean? But at the same time, being respectful to her wishes, not just trying to blow her off like, oh, you know what I mean? What talking bullshit? So we ain't gotta be together. Don't go that route. You know what I'm saying? Just try it now. When I say compromise, I mean like just try to get her to understand. Okay, I feel you. You know what I mean? You're not into sports the way I am. Okay, that's fine. But I mean, yeah, I just feel like you can finagle some words in there to get your son to play some ball. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you're smart enough to understand where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? You'll
I
figure it. You'll finagle it.
I tried to compromise, like, all right, at least make him wait until he's like middle school, high school, the earliest to go out and play. Let him develop, experience life a little bit. It still got shut down.
I mean, like I said, see that's the part where, like I said, she has to be understanding as well. You know what I mean? Like you said, here it is. You're listening to what she's saying, and y'all actually doing what she's saying. But that's not compromising if you're just the one getting your way. That's not a compromise. You know what I mean? So, like you said, here it is. That suggestion you just said. Well, let's wait till he, in middle school or something like that. If she shut that down, you know what I'm saying? Then that's her not willing to compromise. You know what I mean? Because y'all having a conversation. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But now she's just gun ho on what she believes, and that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
I think
You want to
I
have
think
it.
if the boy comes in and he tugging on mama, mama, can I play football, this and that, I want to play football. And she probably give a reason to him and this and that, but he really wants to play. His friends playing and all that. That's what he wants to play. So I think eventually she will break down from that.
Yeah, that's
Because
why I say
yeah,
it's ways you can finagle that. You know what I'm
right.
saying? It's ways, like I said, but like I said, make her understand. Don't shut it down. Like we have to. This is not something that we're gonna say no. This is not gonna happen, and we're never gonna talk about this again. You know what I'm saying? Don't put it in that category. This is something that we have to discuss and we have to come to a compromise on because it's dealing with another individual, which is our child.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something, like I said, it's not something that we're just going to listen to you and because you said so. That's not part of, that's not how a compromise, and that's definitely not how this conversation can ring up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So do you think it could be her trying to test me to see if I'll like man up and bulk up and like put my foot down with it and like take control or
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Put that foot down. That's that. You just answer your own question, pretty much. But I'm not saying that. I mean, those guys, hey, Q in New York, boy, I can't. It's like batting out the Babe Ruth. Nobody cares. Nah, bro. I ain't gonna even touch on it. They both of them right. Both of them 100%, 1,000 right.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I think she'll eventually, as the boy he started coming to mama and wanting to play, and she hearing it from hearing her son, hearing him say it, and then she'll know that, she'll end up like, well, he with his daddy, and let me go ahead, my boy wants to play. He keep nagging me about it. So she'll end up doing it. She's saying that now because she don't have a child, but
and I think she even saying it now more so to test you because y'all not in that situation now. That's not something y'all dealing with right now. So she probably was trying to test you to see where you was going with it.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Right. One thing I know you definitely not gonna do, you're not gonna let her keep him up under her wing all the time because you want to raise him to be a young man. You want that father and son relationship. So she's trying to put her arm around him. You know what I'm saying? That's what she basically saying what's gonna happen. You're not gonna do my son, you're not gonna put him in this, you're gonna put him in that. No. He's gonna be, he's gonna be a young man. That's what he wants to do, that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
And most I can say most women eventually, especially mothers of sons, come around, well, hopefully will come around to the realization that the fathers need to be in their lives. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully they understand. Most women do understand that. They understand it, but don't accept it. You know what I mean? So I hopefully, moving forward, more women will be more accepting to the fact that fathers need to be in their sons' lives.
Yeah, and that's a big thing right there. I just don't understand the women that do that. You and him might be y'all separated for some reason. It happens every day in the world. People break up. It's no big deal. But you got to let that young man be in his father. You cannot raise him to be a man. You can try all you want to. He look up to his father. You know what I'm saying? So he wants to be like his father. You cannot. They got that relationship. It is imperative that you not tear that apart because you don't like him. That doesn't have nothing to do with it. And women that do that, they wrong for that. They're terribly wrong.
Terribly wrong. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, women can be wrong about a lot of things. I know y'all seen this on I know it went viral like last week or maybe the week before.
I know what you're about to say.
With the girl in the McDonald's.
Yeah, but McDonald's and that guy brought his son or something and didn't bring other kids. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that being said, I
want to hear your intake on that one.
I mean, it's
and yours too, Aaron.
Nah. Go ahead, Queens.
I mean, it's really. I can't say what it is. I feel like people making it harder than what it is, and what it is because everybody looking at the girl didn't she's thinking about all her children opposed to just one, which any mother would. That's understandable. Any mother would feel that way about her children. Now, with that being said, fathers feel the same way about their children. You know what I'm saying? That's the same way we feel about our children. So with that being, it's not a difference of feelings. You love your kid. I love my kid too. Now, as far as you having other children, now granted, I'm not getting into the optics of the situation because I don't know their whole situation. But I feel like if you were playing stepdaddy or you were being that father figure to those other children, okay, when y'all were together, then if you don't want to do that anymore, because I understand you do feel like, after y'all break up, you're not obligated to do those things. That's something you don't have to do. I get that. At the same time, you don't want to, let the children, which was what the mother was saying, want the children to feel the effects of that. So with that being said, you want to ease out the situation. You don't want to just rip a Band-Aid off. You know what I mean? Because when you do that to children, it's different for children. Mm-hmm. So with that, I felt like he could have eased out the situation. Mm-hmm. And number two, somebody else said instead of buying the McDonald's, you could have just bought some hamburger meat, some French fries, and let her go cook it. I mean, feed all the kids. You know what I mean? That's what. If that's what it is, or you see that she's acting like that. So on the man's side, you know what I'm saying? As far as the dude is concerned, he could have came and just didn't say nothing to her. Yo, I'm coming to pick up my son. Take him to McDonald's. Let him eat. Y'all sit down, have a little powwow and everything. You know what I'm saying? Then take him back to the crib. You know what I mean? It's just, which I feel like what she did was unnecessary and uncalled for. But I don't feel like she was. I feel like she was wrong in the way she did it, but she could have got her point across if she had done it in a different way. Because like I said, as a mother, you know what I'm saying, or as a parent, you know, you can't have one child doing this and you know, just singling that person. As a parent, you can't have that. That's not, I mean, you're not supposed to do that. So I get where she's coming from. But at the same time, the way you went about the situation and the things that you did and how you tried to paint this man as a bad father or a bad person, that was dead wrong.
Q.
Well,
that was deep.
You know, it all boils down to it's kind of ethical to me, and you know, you the woman, and if you know you got 3 other kids by 3 different men or however it was, and you got one man that actually into one of your child's lives, so you can't expect that man to come to bring something for your other kids too. Now, him, if he wanted to do that, and he know those kids are there, he know he around his brothers, and if he wanted to bring them something, like if he brought them something, at least brought them a hamburger or something, a piece, if he wanted to do that, that's okay, fine and dandy. But it's up to you as the mother to make sure those other 3 eat or have, you know, because that's not his responsibility at the end of the day. It's not. You know, you need to call them other men up and make them be fathers to their children like this man is.
Yes, sir.
So you just can't, and that, you know, that man's like, yeah, I can't, you know, I'm not the father of your children. You need to call them up. He's right. But I kind of like, you know, with my situation, I got my son and daughter by 2 different women, and they got brothers and sisters and not mine. And I can remember times when I used to go pick them up, and and my son would say, "Can my brother come with me?" Or my daughter would say, "Can my sister come with me?" I couldn't tell them no, because I thought about this, that even though that's not my child, they're brothers and sisters. If I kept coming to get my child and they wanted their brother and sister to come, and I would leave them, that's just a child, and I wouldn't take them with me. As they grow up, children have resentment for each other when they grow up to be adults. And I know in life, they're going to need each other. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm talking about them that says as brothers and sisters, or, you know, brothers or sisters. And more likely, sometimes the one that haven't a parent in their life is being neglected like that, you know, might turn out to be better than your child in life. And because they're more successful or whatever, their brother might need them, or their sister might need them, and they think about the times when they didn't get nothing, and they hold resentment to their own sister and brother.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't want that. I didn't want that, because it's not about me. It's not about the parent. And I felt like if you wanted your brother to come or you want your sister to come, that's a child. Yeah, they can come. I ain't got no problem in it. But some people are not like that. Some men are like, "They ain't my child. I ain't taking care of it." That's just how some brothers are. That's true. You know, but I wouldn't like that. I would never like that. And so,
shout out. What up, Drew, to the game? What up, Drew? Let's get these live chats in real quick. It takes a village. You're right, Drew. And shout out to the live chat right now. Well, we got people piling up in there. Thank y'all for stopping by the lounge and listening to these guys, man. I'm just a spectator. I'm just a spectator today, boy. These guys is hitting on all kinds. But go ahead, Q-Dog.
But like I say, back, it's kind of each his own. He wasn't wrong, but I think it was more she was wrong. You can't make that man feed your other children. You can't make him do that. You can't get mad at him. You didn't father him, and that's the way he wants. That's the way he wants to do it. As long as he's taking care of his child and he's been a father in his child life, you can't ask no more from that man. You can't do it.
That's right. But like I said, what he was wrong about is the simple fact that what she said, that they were together and you was being. That's why I said, if you're being stepdaddy, you know what I'm saying, you're being that dude in their kid's life. Just because just because y'all break up, you can't, like I said, ease away. You can't just rip the band-aid off a kid like that. You know what I'm saying?
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know they was together at one time. And they was together and he was being step. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, he wrong.
I mean, she said that in her video. She said they was together. And he used to, he used to provide, you know what I'm saying? Like he used to do things with all the children. You know what I'm saying? So now that they broken up, he's just coming to, take care of his son, which is understandable. But like I said, if it's out of spite and out of anger, then he's dead wrong. He's dead wrong. Because you can't do that to kids.
If he been treating them kids like that, he shouldn't stop. He shouldn't. He should treat them kids like that.
Like I said, if he wants to stop, like you said earlier, if he wants to stop, you got to ease yourself away from it. Ease yourself away from it. Don't just rip the Band-Aid off. You can't do that.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that.
I like that metaphor, Band-Aid. I like that. I'll write that down.
Yeah. But that happens though. They do. When they break up. If I'm not with the woman, then I don't have no relationship with the child no more. That's how a lot of them think. And a lot of them think like, if I'm not with their own children, if I'm not with you, then I'm not going to take care of my child. That is the dumbest. That is the most ridiculous thing I ever heard somebody say. I heard men say it sometimes. Some men do say that. If I'm not with you, I'm not taking care of my child. What kind of crazy mess is that?
Yeah, it is.
That's crazy. They do it.
The moral of the story, from somebody who doesn't have kids yet, the moral of the story, no matter whose side you're on, like her side or his side, the kid should never be a pawn in the game or be used as like a get back tool for the other person. Like, we're two adults and we have a disagreement or, our relationship didn't work out. That's cool. That's between you and I, but the kids ain't have nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, the kids didn't ask to be here. They ain't actually be a part of this. Don't bring them into it or hurt them trying to hurt me type situation. Yeah, that's what I take away from it.
Absolutely. I'm shutting up, but violence. It started all the way. It can go to violence, man. Talking about Cain and Abel type stuff. Yeah, like it can actually. It could actually do that. True to the game said. Put the other one. He said, "We should always be on the side of the children." That's very true. Yeah. In D-Rec, it's not going to be easy to do that because the kids will pay very close attention to how your actions have changed. Definitely. I agree. Children are smarter than what we think.
That's why I said ease away. You can't, if you got years with these children, that's of course it's going to be hard to do. But
yes, sir.
In situations like this, if they're younger and whatever, each situation is different. You know what I mean? Just like I said, you just don't. If he was doing that, then there was no reason for him to, just stop just like that, cold turkey. You know what I mean? Don't do that to the kid. And I guess that's what I feel like that's what she was trying to say, but she just don't know how to talk. Obviously.
Right.
He said he don't know how to talk.
She don't know how to talk.
Good God about it.
Hey, man,
she had, like I said, from a mother's perspective, she was making valid points. But like I said, she just didn't know how that are all that yak, and you should do that, yak.
Yeah.
You all wrong with that. You're not. I'm
bro.
not even trying to hear you now.
Yeah. It go one end out the other.
And then she want to bring up the fact that we, you know what I mean, you be coming over here trying to smash, blah. See, you doing way too much. You doing way too much.
Talk about it. So,
in all actuality, the 2 videos that I seen from, I'm like, I see why dude. It's like, yo, it's deuces.
I know that's right. You better get away from here, as the old school say. Get away from here. Get away, bro.
And then she got the bundles and the nails and the and the see, nobody want to hear all that.
That neck roll, nah, man. Nobody want that. I don't go that neck roll, boy. You stop that neck roll, ain't having it. Take your anger. D-Rex said, "Don't take your anger out on the kids if you're mad with another." True. That's true. Even when it's coming to whooping, I mean, you don't need to whoop them angry, because that's when you hurt them. That's when you hurt them. You ain't trying to hurt them. You're trying to teach them a lesson in the same way. But you need, in that whooping and in that stroke, I need to know that you are wrong. Don't do it again. Not, I'm mad because you pissed me off at work and this and this. And that's when you go.
See, y'all remember the whoopings back in the day. Didn't I tell you to come in the house before the lights come on?
Ouch. Flashbacks. Ouch.
Oh boy. He brought up some bad memories, dog.
Boy, you just take that bath, boy. You got them switches and got them whips on your legs. You got to ease in the bathtub. Legs all whipped up, boy. They don't know nothing about that, bro. They don't know nothing about them switches, boy.
Thankfully, it never got to that point with me. But
good for you, bro. You survived that.
Yeah. I'm definitely bleeding using that belt or that right hand, boy.
Yeah. True to the game said delivery of the communication is key. Can nobody say whatever they want in any context and expect somebody else not to be defensive in that delivery and aggressive? Agreed. That is totally agreed.
That's why I said she could have got what she wanted to say across.
Absolutely.
You know, because she had some valid points, but just her whole delivery was sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. He said, we forgot the golden rule. Do not do unto others as they would have them do unto you. Very true.
Yep.
Very true, man. Q-Dog.
Yeah. They both was wrong, you know, in the sense, you know what I'm saying? He has her own parts and she has her own part, but they couldn't come together as adults and talk about that. Even though they was together at one point, and him being the man, and he was providing for those children, and they know him, and they know what he was doing.
Yes.
And he decided because of the breakup, because you break up with the woman, that still doesn't have nothing to do with the breakup of the children. You can see your son, you was in their life. You know, for you to change on them like that was totally wrong. I mean, it's totally wrong. You know, you committed yourself in their lives, you know what I'm saying? And now that things happen, and so she more mad about him on that end, but he looking at it like he never knew them kids. Like I ain't never had a part of them kids. What you did?
Very true.
Yeah, so you gotta. Sometime when you in a situation you be with, and things don't work out. You and a woman has kids, and you get with her. You have a child. And she have previous kids by somebody else, and you get to taking care of them and spending time with them and stuff. And they get to know you. I mean, why would you even want, you, if you go get your son, why can't you go get them? You used to have them around you anyway.
Yeah.
And this is for all the young people out there. It's a message for y'all.
Yes, sir.
If you come across a young lady, a female, bad as hell and all that, you know what I'm saying? But she just so happened to have 4 kids, about 4 different baby daddies.
Run. Do not engage, bro. Oh my God. Don't engage.
I'll tell you what. If you do, you're a bad man. Take my hat off to you.
No. Don't do it. Don't even put
I put
yourself
my
through
hand
it.
on my heart for you, but you're a bad man to me. I feel you. You're tough man.
It's
Hey,
unique
shout out
about
to Drew for the
relationship.
game.
I ain't got
Yeah,
nothing but
that is a
respect for
fact,
you.
Drew. That is a
I
fact.
bow down to you every time I see you. Like you
For
do
real,
Eddie,
for real.
Eddie Murphy, you do a bow down to him like
Yeah. Throw,
coming
like
to
they do
America.
Joffer, boy, they threw them roses at his foot. You the man,
Yeah,
baby.
bro, I give it to you. You're a bad man.
Yeah, you damn right you're
You're a
the
bad man, dog.
man. You damn right. Y'all got anything else before we get on out of here?
I am good. I
I'm
appreciate the
good.
advice.
Yeah, I appreciate
Oh
y'all
yeah,
being on
man.
this show,
Anytime.
man. I appreciate all the viewers watching this man conference. This is the pilot show. I enjoyed myself, man. I really did. I enjoy just sitting here listening to y'all, man. It's power in this group right here, and this power with the words and the knowledge. And I'm gonna push this video, push this show out, man, to all ages, because we can make a difference. We got the platform to do it, the Real Sports Podcast. That's what its purpose for, is to maybe down the line change lives, somebody's life. If y'all, go ahead.
I was just saying, if the show does nothing else, everybody out there watching and listening and whatnot, this is proof that, even if you come from different backgrounds, different generations, no matter, how you grew up in life, you can still come together with people and have conversation and learn from one another.
Oh,
You
yeah.
may not agree entirely on what the other person is saying, but at least you can walk away from the conversation like, I understand where you're coming from. I respect your opinion.
Yeah. I raised my glass to that. I don't drink no more, but I toast. I toast to that, man. I definitely toast to that. I toast to y'all. I send my toast to y'all, man. Y'all brung it today. I appreciate it, man. If you the viewers, if y'all have any questions y'all want to ask these guys, any questions you want to ask New York, Mark, and the OG, Q Dog, all you have to do is go to Real to Sports at Real to Sports Podcast at gmail.com. Send an email and say, look, you want these guys to talk about this, because hopefully we're going to bring this show back because it's needed. And I know we got football season just right around the corner, but I think, it's important to stop football just for a minute and bring a show like this back. Again, I had fun with this. I learned a lot. Like I said, I learned a lot, man. I always,
Say football?
Yeah, it was right around the corner. So, right around the corner. So
over here, man, I need some football. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. With this show and let me get D-Rec in there, and I'm gonna close the live chat. It was a great show today. I'm really glad to see that New York and Q Dog are on the show and together, and I hope this show can help them things out. Oh my goodness gracious. And bring it's definitely. And let's just say this show is here to change. Look, if we don't, it's my dad, man. I always say my dad all the time, but it's always, change somebody's life. That's what we're here for, change somebody's life. And that's what the podcast is here for, is to change lives. And maybe if it ain't one or two, if it's, we're gonna change somebody's life, man. And this show will be out all over the world. Matter of fact, and shout out to all the viewers in Pakistan. What was it? Pakistan, Puerto Rico, Brazil, Canada, the UK, France, and we just got a new one in South Africa. South Africa. Shout out to South Africa and Pakistan and India. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for watching the show, man. I appreciate y'all. Again, man, if you got any questions you want to ask these guys, Real to Sports Podcast at gmail.com. And I will get those questions to these guys. Till then, man, this is the Real Man to Man Lounge, and this is our pilot show. I had fun. I sat here and listened to these guys and chit-chatter it up. It's more like a barbershop talk, loungy type thing. We didn't go into sports, but we will be back Tuesday with sports to talk about. We will be back talking some NBA and talking about some NFL. And we will have an NBA trivia showdown. The new champion, Q Dog, versus D-Rec. D-Rec is putting in his rematch clause. He is going against Q Dog versus D-Rec in the NBA trivia. Hope to see y'all there, man. Mark will be there, New York will be there. And we're going to have another kick-ass show Tuesday. We'll be back with some sports, man. Again, thank y'all for watching. We appreciate y'all. I'm going to go out with the intro, and we will be out. Be safe out here and stop the gun violence.